Hello, Wanderers, and welcome to UnderTown. At the beginning of this year, Zach and Caitlin took a hiatus, so we decided to invite some of our friends to game with us in D&D 5th edition. Since 2021 was extra hectic as we welcomed 2 new babies into the Wandering Gamer family, this game is going to take the place of our holiday special. UnderTown will run through the rest of the year, and Outlaws will be back on the first Monday of January. Thank you all for sticking with us, and we hope you enjoy UnderTown. Hey Wanderers, and welcome back to UnderTown, the Wandering Gamer Network's hiatus game. Last time, the party found the worst inn in UnderTown, and a very sad ranger. The party was waylaid by the brutish Torn Cloaks, the town bullies. But after a brutal bar fight, the Torn Cloaks were killed and dissolved into a greenish smoke. The leader of the Torn Cloaks escaped after realizing the fight was lost. Now, welcome Wanderers to UnderTown. Alright, you guys are in a bar. There's recently been a fight. There are some fires from where people were caught on fire. There's a ranger holding a sword that he has just used for stabbing for the first time in a long time, kind of like crying and shivering in a corner. There is a bartender who looks confused. And the leader of the Torn Cloaks, or at least the leader that you saw, just ran away. What do you do?
Well, we have this guy that I've pinned down in front of the door.
Oh yeah, you do also have a prisoner.
Hey, Mort, do you need another body?
Ooh, is there one?
We got one right here.
No! What are you... No! Wait, no! The thing is, but no! I'm not a body, I'm a person! I'm not like those bodies that just disintegrated, I'm a person. Hi, my name is Lawrence.
So now we have a Lawrence and a Terrance. Great.
My name is... not Lawrence, that's too similar to another name. My name is Hector. Hi, I'm Hector now. Anyways, no... Wait, stop, no, I'm not a body. I'm a person named Hector.
Who has a body?
Yes?
So Hector Lawrence, do you guys enjoy coming around and bullying these people?
So, I'm guessing you want a certain answer based on everything about that question, but the honest answer is, yes, I do rather enjoy picking on Terrance. It's easy, because he's never stabbed us until today. So... being honest, the answer is yes, I do like kicking Terrance.
And what do you get out of it, besides this weird gratification?
That's kind of a deep question. It's kind of a deep question, but I think what it is that I'm stuck in a perpetual cycle of increasing madness, and making someone else beneath me makes me feel elevated above him. So in comparison, it makes me feel better because there's someone who's having it worse. That's probably, like, if I'm being honest, that's probably the reason, I think.
Let's take that a step further. Why are you as a group coming out and harassing poor town folk?
Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? Look at this place. It's terrible. None of us want to be here, but we're all here. So I made a choice. Either I can get kicked by the Torn Cloaks, or I can be a Torn Cloak doing the kicking. So, at some point, you start asking yourself, I'm tired of getting the boots put to me. I could just put on the boots and do the kicking. That's what I get out of it. Now, what the Torn Cloaks get out of it, that's a totally different story that I'm willing to tell you if maybe I get to keep my body where it is.
Guessing that's really it.
Okay, so, like, we have a leader. You know, he is greedy, and when you people die a lot, you usually have things that he wants. So we beat you up and take your things, and then give them to our boss, who then has more things. It's a whole, it's all about the power and hoarding all the things he can, because he's stuck here just like all of us. So there's really no need to kill me, of course, and turn me into whatever that guy over there seemed to be implying he wants to turn me into.
A thing.
And does this boss have a name?
He does. He probably does. Give me 1 second.
I swear if it rhymes with Terrance or Lawrence or anything somewhere, I'll kill you myself.
It's actually Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh, his name is Oswald.
Is he a penguin?
That's just as bad.
Is he the great and powerful?
He thinks he's great. He thinks he's powerful. He gave me these, and he holds up his wrist, and it has, like, glowing cuffs on it. So, that's pretty powerful and great.
Now, Cody, you mentioned earlier when we were fighting them that, like, it almost seemed like they were magically stronger or like they were hitting us magically harder.
Yes.
Would those cuffs be kind of doing that? I mean, I guess I can ask him that, but...
You can directly ask him that, or you can, like, detect things on it or whatever.
I think I'll ask him that. And it's like, so those cuffs you're wearing, I know that you guys were hitting a little harder than we're used to. Like, are those making you hit harder?
Yeah, and I don't lift. Yes, what they are is magic. They're magic. You can have them if I get to keep the rest of me. I just don't want to get turned into whatever that guy seems to want to turn me into.
Hey, Amma, do you want these these little bracelets here? I heard they make you strong, and I'm sure they'd look good on you.
If no one else wants them, I will certainly take them.
They're not bracelets. They're bracers. Bracers are cool and tough and make you look strong. That's like our motif. We have a motif, and so they're bracer. Anyways, yeah, you can have them. And he just like takes them off and throws them on the floor. At this point, he kind of like stands up and is like slowly creeping backwards towards the door.
Who said we were finished with you?
No one. I just thought maybe with the payment of these very cool bracers that make you look very strong, that maybe you didn't want to talk anymore. Like, you don't need to like kill me or anything like that. I promise not to.
I mean, I've been asking questions, but you haven't let my partners ask you any questions.
Oh, hey, I'm all, yeah, totally. What do you need?
I was trying to give you guys a chance.
Yeah, I just don't think I have anything.
Okay, I still have a few more then. And so this little hideout of yours, I believe we were told to turn right in the town and then we'd get to your hideout.
What all you have to do is go to the Nobleman's Retreat. That's what it's called. There's a sign. Just walk right in the front door. Nothing will go wrong with that. It'll be fine.
Oh, I intend not to, and that's why you're going to tell us where a back entrance is or a way to sneak in.
I want to cast Thaumaturgy a couple times to make my eyes matte black with flames shooting up through them, and then make my voice boom really loudly, and hands start glowing with fire, and then ask him where the back door is.
Cool. Roll me an intimidation check with advantage. Advantage means you roll 2 dice, just so you know, and you take the highest of the 20s.
14.
Okay. Flames shoot out of your hands, and you boom in your loud voice, how do we get in, without being detected or whatever, right? He, like, shrinks back, and is just like, well, so, the thing about it is, there isn't technically a back, because it's, like, built into a cave, right? So, cliff face, cave, then there was this thing built on top of it, so there isn't so much a back, but there is ways, so, we get shipments every so often of better alcohols and magic dusts for recreational use. We get those every once in a while, so, you couldn't really sneak in a bag, but if you were somehow selling better booze, or just seemed like one of us, that would probably be how I would sneak in if I was gonna sneak in, because I don't really have to sneak in, but all of you stick out.
Are there any torn cloaks on the floor, Cody?
Oh, that's a very good question.
You said there when we die, our stuff the stuff stays.
I did say that when you die, your stuff stays, and as I imagined it, no, they would fully disintegrate. But he is still here wearing clothes. But there's only one of him.
I think you know what needs to happen.
Give us your clothes.
Give me your clothes.
Can I instead maybe... Can I instead leave? If I give you my clothes, can I keep the rest of me?
Maybe.
All right. He says as he, like, takes off his very fancy armor and his cloak. And he's wearing, like, a lot of ornamentation, So, like, necklaces, rings, bracelets on top of the bracers, very fine pants, and fancy boots.
I have the skeleton start dressing up in all of his, jewelry. Just bling skeletons.
All right, you have some very fancy skeletons, and then also, like, the uniform armor that is the Torn Cloak armor, right? And now he's just standing, like, wearing crappy underclothes, like, so can I leave now?
Anybody else? Any questions?
I think we've tormented him enough.
When does the next shipment come in of magic dust?
Ooh, good question.
So, that is a tough question, because if you look out, you probably haven't been here for long. There isn't time, right? So, it doesn't pass. It's always the same. It comes regularly. Like, I would say...
When does it come?
I'm trying to explain to you that time doesn't exist here, but you seem very upset and you're very large. Let's say every day. It's every day. Yeah, there's days here, sure. You'll find out you don't sleep eventually.
It's good to know. Now let that be a lesson to you the next time you decide to torment people less fortunate than you. Get out of my sight.
This was a lesson. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. And he just kind of like backs slowly through the like broken swinging doors, and as soon as he like clears the doors, he just starts running.
All naked and afraid?
Well, mostly naked and very afraid. Yeah.
We should have killed him when we had the chance.
Can I cast Firebolt at him?
Yeah, you sure can.
16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. He's not wearing armor.
14 damage.
Yeah, okay, so he just takes the fireball and hits the ground. You can see, like, two things happening at once. One, he's starting to get eaten by green smoke from the ground, and two, he's disintegrating from the fireball literally melting him. But there is a moment where he is a body laying in the street, if anyone needs a body for any reasons.
Not Mort. Why would he need a body?
No, Mort, was that really necessary?
Yep. I walk over and cast Animate Dead.
Cool. You have an undead naked person with you.
Are we the bad guys?
Yeah, you're definitely the bad guys. This is worse than dying here. What's happening to me?
I think we found our way in.
What? Am I your way in? Am I dead?
Undead. Again.
Did you fireball me in the back?
Maybe.
Man, not cool. Alright, well, I'm guessing I'm like enthralled to you now or something.
Yes.
Okay, I guess that means I do what you say. Alright, well, hi, I'm Hector. You're Thrall.
Welcome to the group, Hector Lawrence.
Yeah.
Go grab a sword.
Do you tell me to grab a sword?
Yes.
He walks back into the bar and just pushes Terrance over and takes the sword.
I think when he does that...
Got it!
Not that sword!
Oh, sorry, old habits, and he, like, hands the sword back to Hector, or back to Terrance.
Okay, I was about to say.
I was expecting more zombie and less personality.
Oh, yeah, I mean, unless your spell stipulates that my brain's wiped, nope, I'm just a guy now. Who's your thrall? Yeah, no, it is a constant pain that I have. I have a chair leg, though. He kind of, like, picks up a chair leg. I got this. Could whack a guy, you know?
So, what do we do now?
Well, we could go down to the Torn Cloaks. Cody, is the mist still around us at this point? The green smoke?
No, it would have dispersed by now. It doesn't last that long.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure this wasn't like a looming thing that kind of stayed and
No.
forebode anything bad.
It basically forebodes it's eating a dead body. Once it eats the dead body, it disperses fairly quickly.
Okay, I got hung up on that.
So, we could go to the Torn Cloaks and bash some skulls in, but what would be the point? They're just going to come back, right?
I mean, eventually, but...
I mean, if they don't die, they're just going to be back tomorrow, or whatever tomorrow means here.
But at the same time, like, Amma got those bracers from them, and that could be a really nice thing to have down here, especially if you want to try to get out.
We could kill the king, or whatever their leader is, and resurrect him and have control of the Torn Cloaks.
What? Your plan is to what again?
An alliance, perhaps?
I mean, Oswald's pretty tough. I wouldn't definitely advise that. He's not just like some guy. He's like strong.
The last guy I knew who was named Oz only pretended to be the great and powerful.
Yeah.
Mandy, you're going to need so many copyrights for this episode.
Right. It's a good thing we don't make money on this. Hey, Cody, what stats are on those bracers?
It bumps your strength bonus by 1.
Okay.
The bartender also talked about Go ahead, Devontae.
I was just about to say, hey, everyone, gather around. Let me cast some healing words on everyone. Get us back to decent health.
I could assist if you would like.
Only we should save yours for when we are in dire need of HP.
That is a good strategy.
I'm good, Tonk, so don't worry about me. Save it for everybody else.
Oh, I am everyone else.
Definitely heal up Terrance.
Well, I think he's doing, is it mass healing word where it just hits everyone?
Yes.
I think even mass healing word still
Actually,
only hits like
limit.
6 people.
Yeah. I could just do cure wounds instead if we were just going to.
I could definitely use some. I'm about 20 hit points down from my normal, but I also still have some of the highest, so.
I could also use some.
I mean, I wouldn't complain if I got some
I will
either.
do prayer of healing then. Up to 6 creatures with 2d8.
Oh, dang, that's way more than I need.
Yeah. But I haven't used any of this level spell yet, so I think we'll be fine. I don't know when I'm going to get it back, though, since we don't sleep, though. But, problem for later. Okay, then, 15.
So as soon as you start, like, saying your prayerful recitations to heal everyone, immediately Hector just starts screaming and falls on the ground as bright white lights shoot out of his eyes. And as soon as you stop praying, he, like, just stands back up and just goes, ah, that was terrible! Thanks! Great! Awesome! It's good when you heal the undead. Nothing can go wrong with that. I didn't do anything. It's just narrative. It's fine.
Can I have some stats for Hector?
Yeah, Ben.
Devontae, you healed up Terrance too, right?
Sure, we can heal up the drunkard, slightly psychotic friend.
No, did you with your mass healing word?
Yes, I did. I gave him some nice... I told him, you did good, bud. You did good. And healed him.
Sorry, and how much was that?
15.
I didn't realize how much damage Alma took.
Yeah, I took a lot of damage in that one.
She was also the focal point of the fight because it was all around her lyre or harp.
Yes, they were not a fan of that.
Oh, thanks, guys, so much for healing me. That's the nicest thing that's happened to me since, well, like a few minutes ago when you guys also stopped me from getting kicked. That was also really nice.
Well, you also stood up for yourself. You should do that more often.
I did. It felt great. And then I did get stabbed after that. So, I mean, it was like a double-edged sword. Get it? Because I used a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you fight back, you're probably gonna get hit back too, but it's better than just getting kicked, right?
I think so. I feel more self-assured, more confident. Like I can take over the world.
Well, let's slow down there a little bit, but definitely stand up for yourself.
Wow, what a nice message we're presenting to all the people out there.
He just smiles and gives a thumbs up.
I pat him on the back.
And then a little bubble pops up that says, Terrance will remember this.
I was just about to say that.
Did anybody else kind of like watch the fight, or did everybody kind of scatter afterwards?
The bartender watched the fight. And there were like other people in the bar that probably just continued drinking.
I go ask the bartender, is like, you know, if we go to this Torn Cloak hideout and we get some of their better liquor and better meats, do you promise not to ruin it by spitting in it or boiling it?
I mean, you've really taught me the way of cooking, so I think that, yeah, I mean, if we could shift all of the good food that the Nobleman's Retreat, that's the name of their club, gets and shifts it to here, I promise to boil none of it. Only beautifully seared meat stuffs.
What do you know about the Torn Cloaks, like, or the Nobleman's Retreat? How many are there? Like, how big is their group?
So the people that you fought, I don't believe that's, like, the main person in charge, right? He would be, like, a captain to their general. You know what I mean? Like, he's a subordinate, but also not just, like, the guy that you turned into a zombie there. He's a middle person, right? He's like a middleman. I'm describing an actual person's rank here in a way that seems mean now.
To two people in the military that also know the rank structure.
In a fantasy sense, he's a middle manager, not that accurately reflects what an actual captain is.
Oh, no, you're not far off. Sorry, Big Poppy.
I look at Hector to confirm what the barkeep just said.
Yeah, no, that guy was not like the head honcho. That was not Oswald that you saw run. That was just my boss.
What was his name?
His name's Stanford. Stanford, the boss that ran away. His name was Stanford.
You guys all have terrible names, you know that?
Well, I mean, hurtful 1. 2, isn't your name Greg? Like just Greg?
I mean, that's what people call me. My actual name is Gersger, but no one can pronounce that.
Yep, okay, I get it, Greg. Well...
Gerers. Come on, you can say it. Just try it. Gerers.
Grrr.
Yeah, see, now you understand why people call me Greg.
Yeah, I do.
Hector, what do you know about the witch who makes eel arms?
I'm trying to remember which one is Hector. Yeah, I'm Hector. I'm the undead zombie. Yeah, she sucks. Also a great reason to be a Torn Cloak, right? So when you're a Torn Cloak, generally you don't get kidnapped and experimented on because you have well-armed friends. Another perk of being a Torn Cloak that I did forget to mention when I was posed that question while I was still among the realm of the semi-living, whatever we are. Anyways, yeah, she experiments on people and turns them into terrible monsters.
Do the Torn Cloaks and the eel arms ever fight?
No, not really. I would say, like, the Torn Cloaks have a reasonable motivation for what they're doing. And they don't all have eel arms. That was, like, one that... It's a plethora of horrible monstrosities, but one of the, some of them have eel... My point is that they're more, like, monstrous and vicious, so we avoid each other, right? Like, if something terrifying and eldritch comes flapping towards us, we'll just kind of shove it away and get out of there. That's generally our every day is that.
When he says the word monstrosities, Rolf is noticeably triggered and kind of just like whites out.
I mean, Greg would also perk up when he says monstrosities.
You guys okay?
Rolf is definitely just like white space of rage in his head.
Well, I mean, you see, our kind of goal in life is to get rid of monstrosities. So, hearing about monstrosities in the vicinity is both a good and a bad thing.
There's a lot of them. There's more than 2, you know what I mean? There's like upwards of between 5 and 500. Yeah, there's a bunch. It's like a whole area of this place is just tentacly eldritch creatures made of like beaks and fangs and hate. Mort, what's up?
I'm just about to say something that Mandy's going to have to cut out. Kinky.
They wear a lot of leather, you know?
You don't know what I'm going to cut out.
Yeah.
I mean, have you listened to the podcast, Ben?
Some of it?
And Ben's kicked off. Ben's done.
I think at this point, Rolf kind of shakes out of it again. And at this point, I think I already know where I want to go. But that's probably not what's best for us.
So you said between like 5 and 500 eldritch horrors? Do you have a number estimate of the Torn Cloaks?
Oh, a number estimate of the Torn Cloaks, less than 500. I can say that for sure. We're always recruiting. I would say that there's probably like 40, but they don't all live in the same place. You know, they're around.
I like those odds.
I guess I do too now, since I'm like with you guys, I guess, until I get re-killed more. However that works. How long am I going to be like this?
Well, at least a day.
Great. There aren't days here.
So forever then. Forever and ever and ever.
So where do we go first, guys?
Monstrosities.
And I just don't even see the point because, well, yes, killing monstrosities is great. They're just going to come back, right?
You might have a point. Begrudgingly, I agree.
I feel like the only way out of here is to continue our mission to deal with Duke Vile, but we have no idea how to start that.
Not to mention, we've already learned that we're considerably... How do I want to say this? It's like, we're not underpowered compared to other people, but other people have things that are making them more powerful. I'm not saying we need to montage level up, but
Armory heist?
we might want, depending on what Oswald and these Torn Cloaks have accumulated, they might have some stuff that'll help us with the fight against Duke Vile. Even, we don't necessarily need to take their stuff. They could even potentially become helpful if we can turn their views around.
Yes.
Not that way, Mort!
I've already 40 extra bodies.
Not everything can be solved by skeletons.
Well, these won't be skeletons. They'll be zombies.
Tonk, help me. Help me.
Naked zombies?
Yeah, speaking of, can I, maybe have my clothes back?
To be fair, I don't think Hector's a skeleton, so army of whatever Hector is doesn't sound like a bad thing.
We can't just go around killing everybody we run into just to reanimate them.
With not everybody, the barkeep is still alive.
Have you tried to kill him?
I specifically had one person in mind for the reanimation. Just the head honcho. The rest will do what he says.
But we have to get to him.
Also, do we mind if he puts his armor back on?
Depends. Is he going to be helpful in getting us to Oswald?
He's going to do whatever I say.
Yeah, mechanically he's enthralled to Mort, so he'll do as he's told and not actively work against you.
Oh, I guess he can have his armor back. Who picked it up?
Mort put it on one of the skeletons.
No, I just had the skeletons pick up the jewelry.
Oh, I thought you had them wear the armor and everything, too.
Oh,
No,
no,
technically that's just still sitting on the floor.
it would actually be funnier to give the skeletons the armor and not give him the armor. But no, he can put on the armor.
Okay. Hector puts back on his armor. He seems like a Torn Cloak.
So, if I'm getting all of our ideas straight, what we want to do is infiltrate, I forget the name of the bar again, infiltrate that place.
The Nobleman's Retreat.
Yeah, that place. We infiltrate Nobleman's Retreat, find Oswald, kill him, turn him, and then have the Torn Cloaks fight with us, I guess?
Yes, there's a new necromancer in town.
Do you have a necromancer laugh?
You know, I actually don't. I was trying, I've been specifically trying not to be an edgy necromancer.
I'm guessing it's something like, like something exactly of not what you'd expect.
Do we just want to go camp out for one of these shipments, or do we just want to go in the front door?
I'm on the side of waiting for a shipment.
Well, so if we wait for a shipment too, with having Hector here, he could also play as a vouch for us.
Or, how about this idea? We have Hector say that we're interested new recruits and get us a meeting with Oswald.
That sounds good.
The only problem with that, I think, would be Stanford probably knows us and will probably veto that one real quick.
We could have Hector go in there first to see if Stanford's even in there and then come back out and report. Because the way he was running, I would disappear for a few days in UnderTown time.
Oh my gosh.
Or Hector magically captured us, escorts us inside, and then we break out.
I find it hard to believe that one person would have captured all of us.
Yeah, I'm not like the best. I would say that would, after he saw you kill everybody and also not capture me, that did happen after he shimmy-shammied out the door, but it wasn't looking good for me.
So it's looking like our options are casino heist or job interview.
Do casinos exist in UnderTown?
Oh, we gamble, sure. It's not like a casino. It's more like gruesome, you know?
I was gonna say there's definitely booze and drugs, so I mean, that's close enough, right?
Monster fighting. It's mostly monster fighting. We capture two horrible creatures and have them fight in a pit. That's mainly, it's all there at the Nobleman's Retreat. All of the best.
Male rooster fighting?
As opposed to female roosters?
I was trying not to say the other word.
You could just say rooster fighting because a rooster is a male chicken.
I was going for the added emphasis. Shut up.
But no, they're monstrous. If we had chickens, we would eat them, but we don't.
Amma, what do you think? They tried to steal your loot.
I am always up for a heist and punching things, but I am honestly okay with whichever way the group decides to go, but that would be my vote.
Do we have a group of agreeers where they're just like, we're going to do what the group says is best?
I think so.
I can't bail you out of this one. All of you have to make a decision. I'm just a thrall.
You decide.
Yeah, I don't really have any skin in this game, you know. You guys seem like heroes, and I'm just gonna protect this bar. I own a bar!
The funny thing is, in my head, I thought that was Terrance also still saying that. Like, Terrance's voice changed very fast.
So, Greg, I like your idea. I think we do need to make sure that Stanford's not in there, though.
I mean, if Stanford is in there, and he has a problem with it, we can just fight him again. Maybe he'll run away again.
Suppose you might be right.
I do want to say, it is an option to send, like, Hector is fully on your side, and seems he could say that he escaped. You can send him in as, like, see what's up, who's in there, because, like, I don't want to be like, you guys did it wrong, but, like, the result of one of them getting away and not being immediately murdered upon trying to escape is, now there is the possibility that they know your face and know who you are and know that you're coming, right? So, finding that out is, like, keen insight on your parts. You are not wrong to think about that.
And so, with that kind of comment, you're basically saying that, like, Hector, because you mentioned, like, he can go in and...
Yes.
On our side, is he noticeably reanimated, or is it just like...
So, there would be rolls. There is a possibility of him being found out, but it is not a guarantee, right? So this is where the chance would come in. You know what I mean?
What is this, D&D?
Yeah. And that would be decided off screen too. So it's gonna be like you send Hector in, and then you'll find out what happens based on Mort rolling a dice.
Yikes.
Well, I suggest we go get some more information by doing that, and decide from there.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
So Mort, they decided that the group's plan is to send in Hector and have him look and see if the the leader of the Torn Cloaks that you saw, Stanford, is there and could potentially rat you out.
Cool.
All right. So does anyone want to do anything else before you head that way?
I don't think so.
All right. So
Is Terrance-
y'all,
Have we changed Terrance? Like, will he fight with us?
you can ask Terrance to fight with you.
I think having Terrance fight with us might be better for another fight, like maybe an endgame fight.
Yeah, I can just stay here. It's fine. I'm feeling very brave about defending this bar stool.
But Terrance, what are you going to do if somebody tries to come kick you?
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna brandish my sword. I'm gonna cut off their head.
Good answer.
I like the energy.
Watch the green smoke eat them. Watch them dissolve and then be reborn slightly less.
I like the energy.
What do you mean by slightly less?
Oh, so dying here isn't just like a free thing, you know, you come back and you're just like a little bit off, just a little bit different. Like you met the lady, right? The one who found you, she's died a lot, and she doesn't remember who she is or how she got here or what she was doing before, so... But, alright, I'm guarding the bar! Okay, all of you make your way towards the nobleman's retreat. You find that as you think to yourself, I'm going to walk to the nobleman's retreat, and begin walking, no matter what direction you seem to go in, the town kind of forms up around you in that direction. As you go, you can see that the town itself is always one of a little bit of squalor and decay. You know, it's a little bit Dickensian looking. But the further you go towards the nobleman's retreat, the more pronounced that gets. And as you walk, you can also see a sheer cliff face of a mountain looming in front of you as you walk away from the twisting palace in the center of the town. As you go, you can actually start to see the occasional, like, torn cloak person just, like, sitting on a step or maybe, like, shaking someone down for pennies or just kind of, like, shoving someone. You're very clearly entering their domain. You can see, like, a torn cloak sigil, like, hanging in certain windows, in certain restaurants, whatever, in certain houses, whatever, until finally you reach like a barren, like the town stops and there's just like a gap of barren dirt before you see like almost a like slightly bumped out fortress front on this sheer cliff face. So it's open air, right? So it's a wall that goes out from the cliff face that's really tall and made out of like a dark stone. There is one traditional, like drawbridge gate. Currently, it's drawbridge up, and you can see Torn Cloaks patrolling. They have, crossbows and whatnot. And then behind that is what you would imagine, that's probably where the Torn Cloaks retreat is.
Are there... What's around like the cliff face? Like, is the town like kind of close to it, or
so
is there...
there's a gap, right? So this is kind of separate from the town. So there is like empty, just barren soil between the wall that's around like. So there's a cliff face, right? With then like bumped out from the cliff face, there is a wall.
Mm-hmm.
But between the wall that has a drawbridge and the town, there's just like. Like
miles and miles.
Well, no,
space?
like a quarter of a mile, right? Not very much, but enough distance that if someone like ran at it, you couldn't do that undercover. They intentionally have eye lines down to their one gate.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
This seems like a defensible area, right? Just like sprinting towards it and screaming with like swords would be like you'd run up to a wall.
Yeah, there's no way to like hide behind a rock and send Hector out.
So think about this, like, that scene where Frodo's trying to get into Mordor and he's just like, I'm gonna run across the open field, and Gollum's like, hey Frodo, like, why don't we take the spider pass because you're just gonna get murdered because you're talking about running across an empty field towards a gate. It's like that.
It worked for Lancelot.
Except that was also he was trying to get Frodo killed to take the ring anyway, so...
Yeah, and you guys have a Gollum, It's just all bad.
You gonna get us killed?
No, I think you're gonna get you killed. I think if I do as I'm told, you'll probably die, so... Nope.
Hey, Mort, you can sense, like, if one of your enthralled dies or loses its potency of your cast. You know what I'm saying? You would notice, right?
Yes. The potency doesn't go away.
No, I mean, like, if he dies, like, you would notice that he's no longer enthralled to you.
Yes. I think. Cody, that sound good? Cool, yes.
I'm nodding vigorously.
Cody understood. I'm glad somebody did.
Yeah. If he goes in there and is immediately murdered, Mort will know.
Mort, I think it's up to you at this point.
Send him in. I've got 2 more.
Oh, I kind of thought I was, like, more special than the skeleton, so... Alright, so real quick, just want clarification. You want me to go in, see if Stanford is in there, see if he's talked to Oswald to rat you guys out, and then you want me to come back out, and you don't want me to reveal any of that to them, right?
Yes. Well...
I'm all ears.
I'm going to defer to Mort.
No. Which part were you...
The part about, like, seeing if he's been ratted out, I personally just want to see if Stanford's in there, because I don't think Stanford's going to be able to really articulate, like, yeah, all these people. Like, I mean, at best he could do is be like, new people showed up in town and kicked our ass. That's, like, at best he would be able to do. I doubt he could go in there and give him a police sketch of what all of us look like.
Okay. So, go in. If you see Stanwood, come back.
Got it. No problem. I'll be right back. And Hector starts walking towards the gate. Once he arrives, he does like some kind of salute that I'm like worried if I try to do a salute here on a webcam, somehow it'll end up looking offensive. He does some kind of secret Torn Cloaks salute. Why did both of you immediately do Spaceballs?
I was responding to his.
He does the Spaceballs salute. Yes! The drawbridge lowers. He walks in. The drawbridge raises. And now, Mort, you have got to make me a roll. So, here's the deal. It's going to be a skill check. You can tell me what skill check you think it's fair to make. Because I don't have a solid answer for the skill check you make when your zombie thrall tries to pretend like he's not undead.
Deception?
I mean, that sounds like persuasion.
So here's the problem, Cody, is you made it way different than a zombie thrall would normally be.
I did, but that's because this is a lot more fun for me.
It definitely is.
I'm saying you could convince me that it might be like sneak, sleight of hand, perception, performance. You tell me what you feel is right and roll it.
So wait, charisma, or charisma?
No, sneak is dexterity, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, I guess sleight of hand is as well.
So I was thinking more on the intelligence side.
I wonder why.
Like, how well did I...
I mean, that's the other thing, too. This could be how well you cast a spell, which I would also be fine with, which could be like a magic check of some sort.
I'm going with an arcana check, if that's okay, on...
That makes sense. So we're saying this is how well you crafted this spell to make him a convincing, still human.
Which seems like it went pretty well, considering he's talking back.
He's talking, so it went pretty well.
They don't usually talk back.
But we'll see.
23.
Woo! Okay, cool. So y'all sit out there for like an hour, you know? You're just sitting. And then you see the drawbridge lower, and like Hector's leaving, and you see him like waving to some people. He like pats a guy on the back, like one of them hugs. He comes back out just like walking real happy. Hey guys, how's it going? It was really great to go back and see the guys.
Guessing that went well.
It did. Yeah, so Stanford's there, and he is very upset about the new group of people that came in and beat up and killed a lot of Torn Cloaks. They have very bad sketches, like bad, unflattering wanted posters of you hung up already. Like really poorly drawn, I'm gonna be honest. They were not nice. There was a lot of mentions of terrible singing. But yeah, they're looking for you guys.
And by bad sketches, do you mean like they wouldn't recognize us, or just unflattering?
I would say unflattering. Y'all stick out. For one thing, you don't look broken and, like, miserable and rotten like the rest of us do. And, like, I don't know, one of you is a dwarf barbarian, and then there's Mort, who's walking around with two skeletons. That makes an impression, you know? One of you is, like, 8 feet tall, and then there's a ranger, I guess. He, is actually pretty nondescript. One of you turned into a cat. I mean...
Why not? Why wouldn't you do that if you can?
Oh, no, I would if I could. I just mean that you made an impression, and now they know.
Is there anywhere around here we could hide?
Well, we're kind of hidden right now. If you want to, like, hide in a building, you can, and, like, wait. That's an option.
Well, at this point, if Stanford's in there, we either wait for him to leave, or we try to sneak in with the shipment.
Yeah, I think our plan of trying to go in there and pretend to be recruits is kind of busted now if they're on the lookout for us. I'm not even sure if we can get in with a shipment, because they'll see us and know who we are pretty quick.
We could have Hector lead them on a merry chase in the wrong direction.
Ooh, that's a really good idea, actually.
Maybe through Monster Town?
Because they're not going to send Oswald out for that. Not to mention, if we've already beat up, what was it? We beat up like 6 of them? They're probably going to want to send more to deal with us, because obviously 6 wasn't enough. And if they only have about 40 people, so that doesn't leave too many left. That's a good idea, Mort.
And if we send them to Monster Town, they could do the mash.
The monster mash.
Oh, alright, and that's where we're ending. They're doing the mash. They're doing the monster mash.
Thanks for listening to this episode of UnderTown. The music for this show was Action Epic by Komiku and can be found at loyaltyfreakmusic.com. If you like this show, you can check out more at our website or on Podbean and interact with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also find us streaming on Tuesday nights at wandering_gamers on Twitch. Until next time, be careful wandering the UnderTown.